Okay. That should be good for the camera angle. Sometimes things get adjusted and played with. Okay. Welcome to another painting tutorial. This is number 60, I believe. So we're really cranking them out and really learning a lot. With this one, I'm going to be painting from a picture I had taken last summer from an area south of here. There's nothing amazing about the picture itself. It's kind of just a tree line, a grouping of trees, and it's kind of building off the momentum and running off the momentum of the previous painting. I'm just working with greenery and whatnot. Now, I don't know, like, I'm not the best photographer, and it seems like every photo I take and look at, because this was taken during a separate time period than the ones I took yesterday, but the sky in this one looks white and gray as well, and either it's just a coincidence and both days were like that, or it's starting to hold true that, and this is just looking at them, that the sky in general is way lighter than we really think about when we do our paintings. So with this one, we're going to do another light sky, like a very brief passing. I'm not going to change anything on the palette. We'll add as needed. Paper is wet. It looks like we got some folds out of it. Yeah, let's continue with the momentum of the last painting we did. I'm not going to switch anything up too much. So a little bit of ultramarine. Just wet the sky. And you know what, let's just leave it at that. Raw sienna. We'll pop some in down on the bottom. Trees. I'm just going to use raw sienna to kind of start blocking things in, and I'll mix colors in a moment just to get ideas. I want to leave a lot of bird holes and openings for us to see the sky through our trees. All right, now I'm going to take some of the Venetian red, ultramarine, and mix up a purple. And this will just be for far, far distant trees. Most of this will be painted over, but it's kind of just build that background up. And then we'll wind up layering on top of this with different colors and different textures. And like I said, the photo is nothing spectacular. It's kind of just me looking up over at it. I'll post that to the Patreon group whenever I'm done with this, and that'll give you all a resource, just a random photograph with a lot going on in it, and kind of getting ideas about how to distill the scene. Distilling a scene is a terminology used by Ron Ranson, where and there's a book, Distilling a Scene, where you're working from a photograph or something where you have a lot going on, and you're minimizing what's taking place. Here I'm just putting shapes in, putting ideas. Now, in the last one, what we can do, and kind of two trains of thought here that I'm having. I could lift at this stage in certain spots, and those areas will dry. So there's going to be like certain spots that will have less moisture. And as we play on top of this, some will flow, some will not. So we'll get soft and hard edges, and that might be the key to leaving the bird holes so that we can see through. And this is the Venetian red. This is just more dark. I'm going to come over this with greens mixed from blues and whatnot. This is just mounds of overgrown grass and weeds, and we'll see how that comes together. But I might almost leave it as a kind of a impressionistic, expressionistic thing. We'll see. You know, a lot of these are just come up with ideas, experiment, and play as we go along. We could dab for texture. So of course, it's going to lighten some stuff up. And that'll pull out some of that moisture as well. Now, let's get phthalo blue. We'll do phthalo blue and lemon yellow. And let's see the green we get from it. Ooh, that's a really interesting green. That might be a good go-to green when you think of green. Let's grab more lemon yellow and see how it looks when it pushes more in that direction. So this is me brushing up that lemon yellow, having a little bit of that phthalo blue there. And it does feel like it's helping that pop forward. Let's see. Okay, let's mix raw sienna into this mixture. Change the green up. It's a little bit browner. So hopefully the camera's showing the variety between those. We could add that in the front too. Add some other strokes. Dab. Mix burnt umber into this mixture for now a dark. Kind of just chasing this pattern around, just having fun with it. Oh, I just had a terrible thought. Sometimes I get the idea to do hake only paintings, or at least push it as far as I can where I only use this brush. Some really interesting greenery we got building up. Okay, I am going to switch to using the rigger for a little bit. I am going to find a card to scrape with. Here it's going to be that experiment that we did last time when we had the variations where we'll have counter change and we'll have the light and dark and the dark on the light. It might not be ready for scraping yet, so let's mix it dark, Payne's Gray, burnt umber, ultramarine. I'm gonna feed in some darker darks back in here. And I'll start winding in. We may have to coax a little drying to take place before we can scrape. Let's see what happens. Oh. Alright, I put the blow dryer on low. Everything, if I look from an angle, I still have a sheen over everything, so everything's still wet. I'm going to see how we can pull now. Okay, we can pull a lot better. So, looking from an angle, there's still a sheen, still a lot of moisture. We can get some good scrapes taking place. Okay. It doesn't look like we'll be able to do or want to do much more scraping. What I am going to do is take some Payne's Gray, put a little dark on some sides of these trunks to see if that pops it forward a little bit more. Then when I do a dry off. Okay, now I'm going to come back in over these guys with more of a strong texture, and hopefully more pigment. Let's see if we can get any lemon yellow out of this. There's some. Oh, now's a good time to ask or to mention, if you'd like to join the Patreon account, that funds from that will help me pick up more, art supplies and whatnot. Excuse me. And I'm working on getting exclusive content up there for patrons. But I'd like to have a lot of free sources on YouTube for everybody. I also have, I think I have a link to like the PayPal if you just want to send me something directly. I also have the Etsy, where I upload a lot of these and put them up for sale. So if there's ever anything you like or want to buy, you could check out the Etsy and see if it's up on there. There's, what else? The Instagram page, my Facebook page for the painting. I also do oils and pen and ink and all that. So I'd love for you to see those as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of different stuff that I have available for y'all to check out. And as always, y'all are welcome to follow along and paint along. And I would love to see y'all's results. And yeah, okay. So let's darken this up. This is the raw sienna. Darken it up with the phthalo blue. Okay. Now we got burnt umber. So today seemed to be focused on an exploration of greens, basing them off of the phthalo blue. Just gently adding a little vertical textures in this gap of brushes as we recede back. Brush as we go back. Let's grab some dark. I'm going to mix Payne's Gray into that. Now this is the second layering on top. This will add a little interest to that line. You can just play around down here. Just some scribbles for variety of washes. And I think we could probably dry it off and call it at that. Let's see how much it shifts. Let's put the mat over it, we'll sign it, and we will sign off. Let's sign right in here. And I'll photograph it and have a picture at the beginning, but here you go. Once again, please like, subscribe, follow. Feel free to comment, ask questions if there's anything you're curious about. And hopefully, I'll see you all soon. Have a great day.